When raindrops fell down from the sky, the day you left me, an angel cried.
Okay guys, so jumping right in, the first thing I do is wash my face with the Cetaphil Daily Facial Cleanser. Then after I have rinsed that all off, I take the Badescu Witch Hazel and Lavender Toner, and I just apply this to my face with a cotton pad. Next up, I take the EOS Lip Balm in Wildberry and just use this to moisturize my lips. And then I use the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream, and I dot this all over my face and neck, and then I go ahead and blend it in. Next up, I take the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer because it has an SPF of 50, and I just apply this like I applied my other moisturizer. And then I use the Badescu Green Facial Spray. And jumping into makeup, the first thing I do is brush on my eyebrows with a spoolie. And then I take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in Auburn. I am going to be switching back to the NYX Brow Definer though very soon, so I line underneath my eyebrows, over them, and then I fill them in. And this is me realizing how blocky they looked that day. So then I take the spoolie side of the brush and brush on my eyebrows so that they don't look like a block every day. Next up, I take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel and use this to set my eyebrows. This is amazing, love it. And then I take the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, another great product. I apply this all over my face. And then I go ahead and blend it in. So I don't really remember what I did for eyeshadow before quarantine, but I think I took the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette and this dark chocolatey brown color, and I would apply like a thin line of it over my upper lash line just for a little bit of definition. And then I take a fluffy brush and blend it out so there's no harsh lines. Next up, I take the Tartelette Toasted palette and the color Fireside, which, believe it or not, is different than that other color. And I use it as a subtle eyeliner by taking it on a thin angled brush and just applying a thin line over my upper lash line. So my mascara routine changes from day to day. I either use the Urban Decay Subversion primer, or I take Vaseline on my finger and apply it very carefully to my lashes. Vaseline helps your eyelashes stay curled for a lot longer, which I need because my lashes don't stay curled. So this day I decided to use Vaseline because it had been a while since I had done my makeup. And then I go ahead and take my Shiseido Lash Curler and curl my lashes with it. And then this is me realizing my eyelashes looked great. And next I take the Tarte Amazonian Clay BB Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Light Medium. And I dot this all over my cheeks because that's really where I have discoloration, but I focus more on my cheekbones, like my upper cheek area, because I go over my jaw later with a concealer. And then I go ahead and blend it out with a Morphe foundation brush. I use whatever's left on the brush for my forehead. So next up, I take the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, also in the shade Light Medium, and I apply this just to my jaw because that's where I have the most discoloration. Then I blend it out with a sponge. Usually I use the Real Techniques ones, but those ones were getting old, so that's why I'm using my Morphe sponge instead, which was smelling a little weird. I also go over the rest of my face with the sponge to make sure there's no harsh lines. So then I use the ColourPop blush sticks in the shade Under Pressure. I love this product, but I did just get the Glossier Cloud Paints for my birthday, so I'm probably going to start using those. Anyway, I use the blush stick and apply it to the apples of my cheeks. I love it because it's a cream blush, so it stays on all day. Then I use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer in the shade Milk Chocolate, and I apply this just under my cheekbones, to my temples, and under my jawline. Then I go ahead and use the Becca bronzer in the shade Maui Nights, and I apply that everywhere I applied the Too Faced one. I blend the bronzer out with a big fluffy brush, and then I use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light on a thin brush to contour my nose. Then I go ahead and blend that out with my finger. Then I use the Tarte Amazonian Clay Loose Powder. I love this thing. It makes my skin feel so soft and look so poreless. I take some of it in the lid and then I use a big fluffy brush to apply it to my face. I really focus it on my jaw because that's where I get the most tacky. And then I apply the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Diffuse Teed over the ColourPop blush across my nose and onto my forehead and chin. Recurled my lashes because they were falling down, and then I take the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and apply that to my upper lashes. And bro, look how good they look, oh my god! And I forgot to show it in the video, but I usually use the e.l.f. Lip Exfoliator in Brown Sugar, and then I will either take the Ofra highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive, or the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop, and I will apply that with a fan brush to the tops of my cheekbones. I blend the highlight out with a big fluffy brush, and then my blush was looking intense, so I blended it with the sponge. Next, I take the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Flexitarian, which is so intense and stays on all day, and I apply that to the tip of my nose, then I skip a little bit and do the bridge of my nose. And I finish off the makeup look with the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil in Coconut. It is worth the hype. Love it. And then I touch up my face, and I am done. If I'm feeling extra, I'll use the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray, and that is the makeup look. And now on to nightly skincare. If I am wearing a lot of makeup that day, I will start out with the Yes to Cucumbers makeup wipes, and then I will move on to the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water, take that on a cotton pad, and just use it to remove my makeup. Then I go ahead and wash my face, again with the Cetaphil Daily Facial Cleanser, and once I've rinsed that off and look like a zombie because I forgot to take off all my mascara, I use the same Mario Badescu Witch Hazel and Lavender Toner. And then again, I use the EOS Lip Balm in Wild Berry and the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. And I finish it all off with the Mario Badescu Lavender Spray. And that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye!